All right, let's kick things off with a bang. Nietzsche's Antichrist isn't here to play nice, and neither are we. If you've come looking for light-hearted philosophy, you're in the wrong place. This is Nuggets of Thought, and we're about to dive headfirst into Nietzsche's brutal takedown of Christianity. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty, but then again, the truth never is. Christianity says to turn the other cheek. Nietzsche? He'd probably tell you to slap back, twice. His Antichrist wasn't about rejecting faith. It was about confronting the lies we've been spoon-fed for centuries. Christianity, he claimed, didn't uplift humanity. It weakened us. It's the religion of submission, of guilt, of denying life's most powerful instincts. Nietzsche's Antichrist is the one who says, "Enough. It's time to take control of your life, not wait for salvation." In today's video, we're going deep into why Nietzsche believed Christianity was a poison to the human spirit. We'll explore how the Antichrist is not some evil figure, but a symbol of strength, rebellion, and the courage to face the harsh realities of existence. Sound intense? Good, because Nietzsche wasn't here to make you comfortable. He was here to make you question everything. Now, are you ready to wake up? Ready to challenge the beliefs that hold you back? If so, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs a reality check, and don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting philosophy. This is Nuggets of Thought, where we don't just discuss ideas, we tear them apart. Have you ever felt that there's a powerful force within you just waiting to break free? What if you could harness that energy to create real change in your life and the world around you? When Friedrich Nietzsche declares, "I am not a man, I am dynamite," he's challenging us to recognize the explosive potential we all possess. This statement isn't just about bravado, it's a profound insight into individuality and transformation. Nietzsche isn't simply identifying himself as something greater. He's inviting us to see ourselves as catalysts for change. Picture dynamite. It's not just a destructive force, but also a tool for clearing the way for new possibilities. When we embrace our inner dynamite, we unlock the ability to challenge norms, disrupt complacency, and ignite passion. Think about it. How often do we allow ourselves to be confined by societal expectations or fear of failure? Nietzsche's metaphor serves as a powerful reminder that we have the ability to redefine ourselves and our paths. Embracing this dynamite energy means stepping outside of our comfort zones, pursuing what truly matters to us, and inspiring others to do the same. As we reflect on this, consider what barriers you're ready to dismantle in your life. What limiting beliefs are you prepared to challenge? Remember, you possess the strength to reshape your reality and make a significant impact. So as you move forward, ask yourself, what does it mean to be dynamite in your life? How can you unleash your potential to create positive change? Embrace that inner power and let it guide you toward a life filled with purpose and possibility. The dynamite within you is waiting to be ignited. So, Nietzsche says, "I am not a man, I am dynamite." Now, before you picture him walking into a room with a lit fuse sticking out of his head, let's unpack it. The man wasn't bragging about being a fun party trick. No, he's the metaphorical TNT set to blow up everything safe, predictable, and comfortable. And guess what? He wants you to feel that blast. Think of it this way. How many of you are still playing it safe, stuck in a routine, living like you're on autopilot? Here's some dark humor for you. Congratulations, you're the walking dead. Nietzsche's dynamite? It's meant to wake you up, shake the ground beneath you, and force you to question whether you're actually alive or just existing. Look, if this idea unsettles you, it should. We've all got layers of complacency, beliefs, and fears that need to be blown apart. And guess what? That explosion is the only way to clear the path for something greater. Nietzsche wasn't about blowing up bridges. He was about building new ones, stronger, unshakable, and on your own terms. So, are you still sitting there, clinging to your comfortable little life? Or are you ready to light that fuse and become the dynamite that obliterates your limits? Oh, and by the way, feel free to drop your outrage or epiphanies in the comments section. Let's see how many of you are ready to explode out of your comfort zone. Or, just leave a passive-aggressive emoji. Both work. Have you ever wondered how deeply our beliefs shape our lives? What if some of those beliefs are actually holding us back? Friedrich Nietzsche provocatively stated, "The Christian faith is the most false and harmful faith that has ever existed," a quote that invites us to question the foundational beliefs that guide our existence. Nietzsche isn't merely dismissing Christianity. He's challenging us to examine its influence on our values and morality. He argues that traditional Christian teachings can often promote weakness and guilt rather than strength and empowerment. Instead of encouraging individuals to embrace their true potential, these teachings may instill a sense of shame and subservience. Have you ever felt burdened by beliefs that seem to limit your freedom or potential? This quote serves as a rallying cry for self-reflection and personal growth. Nietzsche encourages us to break free from dogmatic beliefs that inhibit our ability to flourish. By questioning the status quo, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and truths that resonate with our authentic selves. As we delve into this topic, consider how the ideologies we embrace can either elevate or constrain us. What beliefs are you holding on to that may be keeping you from living your fullest life? Are there aspects of your faith or worldview that no longer serve you? In closing, let's reflect on the power of questioning. How can you challenge inherited beliefs to forge your own path? Embracing this process of self-exploration can lead to empowerment and authenticity. Remember, true growth often begins when we dare to question the beliefs we hold dear. What steps can you take today to align your faith with your true self? So Nietzsche goes full throttle and says, "The Christian faith is the most false and harmful faith that has ever existed." And before anyone gets too offended, let's just take a moment. If Nietzsche had a time machine, I can imagine him casually walking into church and saying, "Nice sermon, but have you tried reality?" But let's get into it. Nietzsche wasn't trying to start a Twitter war here. He was pushing people to question the systems they blindly follow. Think about it. How much of what you believe is actually yours, and how much is just handed to you wrapped in a nice little box labeled truth? The problem Nietzsche had with Christianity wasn't personal beef. It was the way it limits human potential, glorifying weakness and suffering instead of strength and growth. Now I get it. These are some harsh words, and some of you are probably ready to punch the screen right now. But here's the thing. Nietzsche wasn't about destroying for the sake of destruction. His goal was to push you into uncomfortable places where real growth happens. He wanted you to break free from inherited beliefs and create something authentic, something powerful, something yours. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to cling to what's been fed to you your whole life? Or are you going to question, tear down, and rebuild? Yeah, this might feel like a slap in the face, but sometimes a slap is exactly what you need. Hit up the comments section. Whether you're ready to rage, reflect, or drop some sarcasm, let's talk. Have you ever considered how deeply our beliefs shape not just our personal lives, but also the course of history? What if a single ideology has influenced humanity in ways that have held us back? Friedrich Nietzsche provocatively stated, "Christianity has been the greatest misfortune of humanity thus far," and this bold claim opens the floor for a profound conversation about the impact of religious beliefs on society. Nietzsche's assertion challenges us to think critically about how Christianity has shaped our values, morals, and even our understanding of suffering. He argues that, while it may have offered comfort to many, it has also promoted ideas of guilt, sacrifice, and weakness, concepts that can inhibit human potential and creativity. Think about it. How often do we find ourselves grappling with feelings of guilt or inadequacy based on religious teachings? In his view, Christianity has created a worldview that encourages subservience rather than empowerment. This belief can stifle our drive to assert ourselves and fully realize our potential. Have you ever felt that certain beliefs limited your capacity to thrive or pursue your passions? As we reflect on Nietzsche's provocative statement, consider what it means for you personally. What beliefs or ideologies are you holding on to that may no longer serve you? Are there aspects of your worldview that you need to reevaluate? In conclusion, let's think about the power of questioning our inherited beliefs. How can challenging conventional wisdom lead to personal growth and a deeper understanding of yourself? Embracing this journey of self-discovery can lead you to a more empowered and authentic existence. What steps can you take today to liberate yourself from limiting beliefs and truly embrace your individuality? So, Nietzsche really doesn't pull any punches when he says, Christianity has been the greatest misfortune of humanity thus far. I mean, that's like walking into a birthday party and saying, great cake, too bad it's poisoned. But let's be real for a second. What is he even getting at with this bold claim? For Nietzsche, Christianity wasn't just about religion. It was about what it did to the human spirit. He saw it as something that glorified weakness, submission, and guilt, all while stifling human greatness. It wasn't a guidebook to live your best life. It was more like, hey, let's see how miserable we can make things while promising a better afterlife. Dark, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Nietzsche wasn't just dumping on Christianity for fun. He was trying to wake people up. Imagine living your entire life under a system that told you not to aim for greatness, not to embrace your power, and instead wait for some magical reward after you die. That's what Nietzsche was calling out. He wanted people to live fully, here and now, not shrink into submission. Look, if you're uncomfortable right now, good. Nietzsche's whole point was to get people questioning the systems that hold them back. So, are you ready to break out of that? Or are you just going to keep playing nice and stay in the box? Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Whether you're furious or fired up, let's hash it out. Or leave a meme. That works too. Have you ever pondered what true fulfillment and peace mean in your life? Is it something external that you're waiting to receive, or could it be a state of being that you cultivate within? Friedrich Nietzsche provocatively states, "The kingdom of heaven is a condition of the heart, not something that comes upon the earth or after death." This quote invites us to explore the idea that spiritual fulfillment isn't found in waiting for external rewards, but in nurturing our inner selves. Nietzsche challenges conventional religious notions that depict heaven as a distant, future promise or a reward for good behavior. Instead, he suggests that this kingdom of heaven exists within us right now. It's about cultivating a mindset that embraces joy, authenticity, and connection with ourselves and others. Have you ever found moments of happiness or peace in the midst of chaos? Those moments might just be your personal kingdom of heaven. This perspective encourages us to take responsibility for our own emotional and spiritual well-being. Rather than looking outside ourselves for validation or happiness, we are reminded that the power lies within us to create our own state of contentment. What practices can you incorporate into your daily life to cultivate this inner peace? As we wrap up this exploration, think about what it means to create your own kingdom of heaven. How can you shift your focus from external expectations to nurturing your heart and spirit? Embrace the idea that true fulfillment comes from within, and take the steps necessary to cultivate that state. What small changes can you make today to foster a more peaceful and fulfilling inner life? So Nietzsche comes in with, "The kingdom of heaven is a condition of the heart, not something that comes upon the earth or after death." And honestly, isn't that a bit like telling someone who's saving up for the apocalypse that they've already missed the party? You've got people waiting around for some grand entrance into eternal bliss, and Nietzsche just casually goes, "Hey, spoiler alert, it's all in your head." But let's dig into this. What he's saying is radical because it challenges the whole idea of waiting for salvation. The kingdom of heaven isn't a reward you get when you kick the bucket, and it's definitely not some future paradise that'll magically land on earth. Nope. It's right here, right now, living in the state of your heart. And if your heart is full of fear, guilt, or misery, guess what? You're already missing out on the kingdom you're waiting for. Uncomfortable yet? Good. Nietzsche's point is that too many of us are sleepwalking through life, waiting for some external force to give us purpose or happiness. But the real battle is internal. It's about taking control of your mindset, your emotions, and your life right now. No divine waiting room. So, what's stopping you from finding that kingdom in yourself? Are you going to keep waiting, hoping for someone to hand you happiness? Or are you going to create it within? Feel free to rage or reflect in the comments section. Drop your thoughts, your fury, or a well-placed meme. Let's talk about it. Have you ever felt torn between your natural instincts and societal expectations? What if the very beliefs we hold could be at odds with our innate drive for greatness? Friedrich Nietzsche provocatively claims, "The Christian faith is the enemy of the noble instincts." And this statement invites us to unpack the complexities of our moral landscape. Nietzsche believed that Christianity, with its emphasis on humility, meekness, and self-denial, often suppresses our noble instincts, the traits that drive us towards strength, creativity, and excellence. These instincts can be seen as the forces that propel us to aspire, to excel, and to embrace life fully. Have you ever experienced moments where your instincts urged you to take bold action, only to be held back by guilt or fear of judgment? By labeling the Christian faith as an adversary to these noble instincts, Nietzsche encourages us to critically examine the moral frameworks we live by. He invites us to ask, are we allowing our natural desires and ambitions to flourish, or are we curbing them to fit into prescribed molds of behavior? As we reflect on this, consider the balance between our noble instincts and the values imposed upon us. What aspects of your life could be enhanced by embracing your instincts more fully? In closing, let's think about the power of self-acceptance. How can you honor your instincts while navigating the expectations of society? Recognizing and nurturing these instincts may lead you toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. What steps can you take today to empower your noble instincts and embrace your true potential? So Nietzsche hits us with, the Christian faith is the enemy of the noble instincts. Yeah, he's basically saying, you know all those powerful, natural drives you have? Christianity's been telling you to bury them deep and feel guilty about it. It's like being handed a Ferrari and being told to only drive it in reverse. Where's the fun in that? Nietzsche's critique is that Christianity promotes meekness, humility, and self-denial, all at the cost of your strength, ambition, and those fierce, noble instincts that push you to become something greater. It's not about trashing faith itself, but calling out a system that, in his eyes, encourages weakness over greatness. Think about it. How often are you told to suppress your desires, your will to power, your urge to stand tall, because it's the right thing to do? Nietzsche's saying, nah, that's the enemy of who you really are. Feeling uncomfortable yet? Good, you should be. Nietzsche wasn't here to make us feel warm and fuzzy. He wanted to shake us out of complacency. He believed that real human potential is about embracing those noble instincts, strength, courage, ambition, and living unapologetically. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep taming the fire inside, letting these enemy values hold you back? Or are you ready to embrace the power that's been suppressed for far too long? Hit up the comment section. Whether you're triggered, inspired, or ready to drop a sarcastic comeback, let's talk. Let's see who's ready to reclaim their noble instincts. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the truth was hard to face? What if embracing that truth could unlock your potential and transform your life? Friedrich Nietzsche provocatively states, the Antichrist is the one who is able to confront the truth of existence without flinching. This quote encourages us to explore what it truly means to embrace reality, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. In this context, the Antichrist symbolizes a figure who defies conventional morality and dares to look at life honestly. Nietzsche suggests that many people shy away from the harsh truths of existence, like suffering, chaos, and mortality, opting instead for comforting illusions or dogmas. Have you ever caught yourself avoiding difficult conversations or truths in your life? To confront existence without flinching requires immense courage and authenticity. It's about acknowledging the complexities of life and embracing both the light and the darkness. By facing reality head-on, we can begin to redefine our values and beliefs on our terms. This process of confronting truth can lead to personal growth, resilience, and ultimately a more profound sense of purpose. As we consider Nietzsche's insight, let's reflect on what truths we might be avoiding in our own lives. Are there beliefs or situations you're reluctant to face? In closing, think about the power of facing your reality. How can you cultivate the courage to confront the truths in your life? Embracing this journey can lead you to greater self-awareness and strength. What steps can you take today to become more comfortable with the truths of your existence and use them as a springboard for growth? So Nietzsche says, the Antichrist is the one who is able to confront the truth of existence without flinching. And honestly, that's like being told, hey, you're the only one in the room who knows the party is on fire, but you're still sipping your drink and watching everyone dance. It's dark, but it hits hard, right? The idea here is simple but brutal. Most people are terrified of the truth. They run from it, hide behind comforting illusions, and flinch the moment life gets too real. Nietzsche's Antichrist isn't some evil villain. It's the person strong enough to stare into the chaos of existence and say, bring it on. No sugarcoating, no hiding behind religious promises or societal comforts, just raw, unfiltered truth. But here's the uncomfortable bit. How many of you are actually willing to confront life head-on like that? Or are you just going along with the lies society feeds you because it's easier? Nietzsche's calling you out. He's saying if you want to live authentically, you need to face the harsh reality without fear, without flinching. Feeling triggered? Good. Maybe it's time to stop dodging the difficult truths and start living with courage, seeing things as they are, not as you wish them to be. That's the real power Nietzsche's talking about. Becoming the Antichrist in the sense of being unshakable in the face of life's darkest truths. Now, hit the comment section, whether you're pissed off or ready to confront your own truths. Let's get into it. Or, drop a meme. Either way works. Have you ever questioned the impact of religion on society? What if the very beliefs that are supposed to uplift us have in some ways caused harm? Friedrich Nietzsche's powerful statement, I condemn Christianity. I bring against the Christian Church the charge of the greatest crimes against humanity, challenges us to confront the darker aspects of religious institutions and their influence on human life. Nietzsche's condemnation is not merely an attack on faith itself, but a critique of how Christianity, particularly through its institutions, has often promoted guilt, suppression of individualism, and fear. He argues that these elements can lead to a culture of stagnation rather than one of growth and creativity. Have you ever felt constrained by societal or religious expectations that stifle your true self? By charging the Christian Church with crimes against humanity, Nietzsche is urging us to reflect on the consequences of adhering to dogmatic beliefs that may limit our potential and understanding of life. He asks us to consider the ways in which these teachings can perpetuate suffering rather than alleviate it. As we ponder this, let's think about how beliefs shape our values and behaviors. Are there aspects of your faith or belief system that challenge your personal growth? In conclusion, reflect on the power of critical thinking in shaping your beliefs. How can you evaluate the ideologies that influence your life? Embracing this journey of questioning can lead you to a more authentic and liberated existence. What steps can you take today to ensure that your beliefs empower rather than limit you? So Nietzsche comes out swinging with I condemn Christianity. I bring against the Christian Church the charge of the greatest crimes against humanity. I mean, imagine if Nietzsche had a Twitter account today. He'd be canceled in record time. But let's be real. He's not just tossing shade for the sake of it. This is Nietzsche at his most provocative, and he's got a point to make. For Nietzsche, Christianity wasn't just a faith. It was a system that, in his view, had strangled human potential for centuries. He believed the church preached weakness, guilt, and submission, while stifling strength, creativity, and individual power. It's like handing someone wings, then convincing them that flying is sinful. Dark joke? Yeah, but that's the idea. Nietzsche's saying that Christianity clipped humanity's wings, then told them it was for their own good. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. Are you living with your wings clipped? Have you bought into a belief system that holds you back, makes you feel small, and keeps you compliant? Nietzsche wasn't about crushing people's spirits for fun. He was about shaking you awake, making you see the chains you might not even know you're wearing. So, what's your move? Are you going to keep flinching at the hard truths, or stand up and reclaim your power? Nietzsche's not asking you to destroy everything. He's challenging you to question the systems that limit you. Feel free to rant or reflect in the comments section. Whether you're fired up or furious, let's hash it out. Or, if words fail you, hit us with a well-timed meme. Have you ever felt that the pursuit of self-denial or extreme discipline could come at the cost of enjoying life? What if the ideals we strive for are actually holding us back from experiencing our full potential? Friedrich Nietzsche provocatively asserts, the ascetic ideal represents a denial of life, and this statement encourages us to reflect on the implications of asceticism in our lives. Nietzsche critiques the ascetic ideal, which often glorifies self-denial, chastity, and renunciation of earthly pleasures. He argues that these ideals can lead to a disconnection from our innate desires and instincts. In this view, life is about embracing experiences, emotions, and even our passions, rather than suppressing them. Have you ever noticed how sometimes the pressure to be disciplined can make you feel less alive? By labeling asceticism as a denial of life, Nietzsche challenges us to consider what it means to live fully. He invites us to embrace our human instincts and desires as essential parts of our existence. This doesn't mean we should abandon discipline altogether, but rather that we should find a balance between self-control and the enjoyment of life. As we reflect on this idea, think about how your own beliefs about discipline and pleasure shape your life. Are there areas where you might be denying yourself the joy of living fully? In closing, let's consider the importance of finding joy in our existence. How can you cultivate a life that honors both your aspirations and your desire for fulfillment? Embracing this balance can lead to a richer, more vibrant life. What steps can you take today to celebrate life and all its offerings? So, Nietzsche says, the ascetic ideal represents a denial of life. And let's be honest, that's like telling someone who's been fasting for a week that they've been avoiding the buffet of life, not reaching enlightenment. It's almost like saying, congrats, you've been starving yourself, but hey, at least your suffering looks spiritual. Dark, but you get the point. Nietzsche saw the ascetic ideal, this whole reject worldly pleasures mindset, as a way of escaping life rather than embracing it. It's like choosing to sit in a dark room when the whole world outside is bursting with color. The real tragedy? Society often celebrates that self-denial as something noble or pure, when in reality, it's just fear wrapped up in virtue. By rejecting the things that make life vibrant, desires, passions, struggles, you're not becoming more spiritual, you're shrinking away from life's chaos. Now here's where it hits hard. Are you guilty of this denial? Have you ever felt like you're holding back, rejecting joy or desire because you think it's somehow wrong or weak? Nietzsche is saying, stop. That's not strength, it's avoidance. Life is meant to be lived in its fullness, with all its messiness, passion, and fire. So, are you going to keep running from life's intensity, or will you embrace it, flaws and all? Nietzsche isn't asking you to go wild, but to stop pretending that denying life is the path to greatness. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whether you're ready to defend the ascetic life or rip it apart, let's have it. Or, just send a meme. So we've just scratched the surface of Nietzsche's Antichrist. But if you're still with me, I know something about you. You're not afraid of uncomfortable truths. You're the kind of person who looks at life and says, I'm not here to be spoon-fed lies, I'm here to rip off the mask. And trust me, Nietzsche's Antichrist isn't some cartoon villain. He's the ultimate rebel. He's the one who says, enough with the guilt, enough with the submission, enough with waiting for heaven. Live now, live fiercely. Here's a dark thought to chew on as we wrap this up. Christianity says you're born with sin. Nietzsche, he says you're born with potential, and that's far more terrifying. Why? Because it means you're responsible for what you do with it. Are you living life to its fullest? Or are you just waiting for some cosmic permission slip to actually start? Now, before you go running back to comfort, let me leave you with this. Nietzsche didn't write the Antichrist to tear down your faith. He wrote it to tear down your excuses. He wanted you to stop hiding behind belief systems that hold you back and start facing the raw, unfiltered truth of existence. So, what's it gonna be? Keep living in the shadows or step into the light? If you're ready to question everything, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs a wake-up call, and don't forget to subscribe to Nuggets of Thought, where we don't just talk philosophy, we challenge it.